After a long time, I am back to talking about something which I feel dearly about. And social media addicts know this FOMO is not fear of missing out. This FOMO is what I love personally, which I like to call the fundamentals of moving on. Today we brush up on some basics which we need to if we want to experience the liberating feeling which makes you go, my life is pretty damn amazing. But before you go onto that road and enjoy the fruits that your efforts have bore, I have got to tell you something really important. Let's talk about the things that should be avoided at any cost if you want to move on successfully, because it does you more harm than good, which you'll realize sometime later and you'll think to yourself, I shouldn't have tried to be such a smart ass, previously. Maybe if I would have just heard the advice and I could have saved myself so much trouble and we're deviating again. Oh, sorry, my fault. The first fundamental thing that should be avoided at any cost is inserting emotional one-liners in every goddamn conversation. Where do you stay nowadays? Lost in her thoughts and memories and feelings. Would you like to eat something? I have filled my stomach with the emptiness that surrounds me. This does not help anybody, least of all you. The second thing that you should not be doing at any cost is drunk dialing your ex-partner. I know, and I understand the whole thought of, but I miss her so much. Get a grip over your feelings. Because if you want to move on successfully, this is one of the things that you should be avoiding. Which is why you should not be following it up with fundamental thing number 3 that should be avoided, which is hurling profanities at her. Simple भाषा में उस इंसान को हमें गाली नहीं देनी है. Because cussing shows your mentality. And this is something that so many people fall prey to, because they let their emotions control them and not the other way around. Using the same mouth to compliment and shame the same person, that should never happen. Let's talk about the things that you should be doing, the fundamentals that should be followed. Fundamental thing number 1, killing off the voice that tells you again and again, I am perfect. God has made me the perfect human. I am not supposed to have problems. I am the strongest of them all. The reason you should be killing off this voice immediately is because it makes you look like a huge douche who has been conditioned in the wrong way about what strong means. Being a strong person does not mean that you do not have problems. Being strong means that you are able to face your problems and you are able to rise above them. So this is one of the first things that you have to do if you want to move on successfully, because as soon as you kill off the voice in your head that tells you that you are perfect and you are not supposed to have problems, it is for the other peasant human beings. This makes you open to change, which is exactly what you need right now. The second fundamental thing that you should be doing, or you are supposed to be doing, is respecting the decision of parting ways. There are so many times I have seen people, despite their mutual breakups, go on about how whatever happened between the two of them was entirely the other person's fault. Why not? I mean, we do love to play the victim whenever convenient, right? What we need to focus on is that we respect the decision of the other person of parting ways with us. Or if we are deciding to part ways with the other person, then we have to make the other person realize that, hey, it is not entirely your fault. Even I had a say in this. We need to make sure that the other person also knows that in this entire breakup scenario, there's a ratio which, although might be imbalanced, but it does not exclude you or me specifically. It is not entirely one person's fault, because you can't clap with one hand. And now you might be thinking, saying it is easy, doing it equally is. If you are able to do this step properly, after doing the first step, which is killing off the voice. Because believe it or not, as soon as you become open to change, you begin to realize that, oh, even I was at fault somewhere in this case. The point is, if you are able to rationalize the thought that yes, I have my set of problems, these are my demons and I have to deal with them and nobody else, you will realize that it was not entirely the other person's fault, and you will be able to better justify yourself and the other person that hey, it wasn't entirely your fault, alright? I believe that most of you guys understood or caught on to the message that I'm trying to pass on through this video. You know the drill. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.